pretty decent for tonight. Looking like things might dry out just a little bit down there in 1 and 2. Kind of hard to judge this time of year. You never know what the weather's going to bring. Well, heat race number 1 now making its way out onto the racetrack here for our Great Lakes Gymnastics Mini Mod Division. We'll run down the lineup here for heat race number 1, starting at the tail. We have the 25 of Jason Turkington. The 16 is Evan Bonner. 23D of Joel Desjardins. The 52 of Austin Turkington. 31 is Marshall Horegers. 29J of Dave Johnson. And on the front row here for heat race number 1, we have the 7X of Andrew Fowler and the 55 of David Bacon. 8 cars ready to go. 8 laps the distance here for all of our heat races this evening. Fowler and Bacon will bring them in here, get ready to fire it up for the first time here for heat race number 1. Well, lap number 1 in the books. Fowler ticks off the first lap as your leader as the 31 of Marshall Horegers starts to challenge as they head down the backstretch. The rest of the field starting to stretch out just a little bit. Probably a good 15-20 cars back to Joel Desjardins running in that 3rd position behind the 2nd place Marshall Horegers. David Bacon in the 55 has already made his way to the infield, so some issues early on for the 55 machine. That's going to cut his race short. As the battle continues up front, both drivers running the bottom there, trying to make something happen. Once again, Fowler comes across the stripe as your race leader. Evan Bonner in the 16 and the 23 of Joel Desjardins battle for that 3rd position, but they are a long way back from our race leaders, almost a full backstretch from 2nd to 3rd. Already to the halfway point here as our first mini mod heat continues. Cars slide just a little bit there through 3 and 4. Marshall with a run on the high side this time, trying to get it done on the outside. Door to door, they come across the stripe. That time, this Marshall in the 31 on the high side. He'll take away that top spot as they head down the backstretch. Bonner in the 16 has worked his way into that 3rd position, but not much chance of him making his way to the front to get to these 2 leaders. Desjardins, Johnson, Turkington, and Turkington round out the field as Fowler looks to battle back just a little bit as they head down into 3 and 4. Fowler on the bottom trying to make something happen one more time around for race leader Horegers. Not much else has changed. They've stretched out, stringing it out here in our first Great Lakes Gymnastics Mini Mod Heat Race. Checkers out once again for the 31 of Marshall Horegers. One more time, picking up a heat race win. Just checking on some stats here. Looks like we have at least 4 or 5 feature wins for the 31 of Horegers, who is your current points leader. Small margin over Wes Bertozzi and then Dylan Bonner. 1, 2, 3 here for our mini mod points. So still anybody's game. Bertozzi with a bit of a chance to try and claw it back, but I believe the 31 is too consistent. I don't want to say it can't happen because as some of us were just discussing here earlier on in the asphalt racing, you can come in the champ and you can leave not the champ, so anything can happen. Still lots of racing left to go here. 2 more heat races to go. We'll run down heat race number 2 here, starting tail. We have the 06 of Jessica Van Hall. 46 is Wes Bertozzi. The 24 of Scott Koomans. Rick Ballison in the 21. Sean McNally in the 8M, Dustin Burke in the E46, and on the front row we have the 91 of Austin Pickering and the 18P of Magnum, Mark Fallon. Lap number 1 in the books. 91 of Austin Pickering leading these guys around. He has the number 8 in tow with McNally. Fallon in the 18P has slid back to 3rd position as Wes Bertozzi starts to work his way through the field, coming starting tail in that 46 machine. He's already up into the mix, battling for that now 3rd position with Fallon. Ballison on the inside of Bertozzi as they head down into 3 and 4 side by side. They come out front. The 8 and the 91 battling for that 1st position. It'll be halfway this time by for our leaders. Pickering in the 91 still leading this heat race. Bertozzi and Ballison battling it back and forth for that 3rd position. Cars stretching out behind them. The 91 of Pickering, he has had a decent run after he tore that car up pretty good a few weeks ago, getting down into the turn 1 wall. Made hard contact, but had some good help and got that thing back together. White flag for Austin Pickering as he gets to the tail of Jessica Van Hall one more time around the racetrack, as we've got a battle shaping in for that 2nd position between Bertozzi and McNally. They head down the backstretch side by side. This time out of 4 they come. That is going to do it for heat race number 2. Austin Pickering in the 91. He is your race winner here for heat race number 2, followed by the 46 of Wes Bertozzi and the 8 of Sean McNally. Let's see if I can get Sean right all night, not call him his dad. Nate McNally, a veteran driver here in our used to be Comp 4 division. But we get ready to go here for heat race number 3. Run down the lineup here for you. We have the 62 of Harley Hornick, the H10, first time here, Brent Hamilton. 78B is Brad Bodwin. The 28K is Caleb O'Leary. The 7 car tonight driven by Chris Hebert. The 56 is Gerald Underwood. And on the front row here for heat race number 3, we have the 14 of JD Hack and the N64 of Dylan Bonner. So lap number 1 in the books. Dylan Bonner in the N64, your current race leader. The 7 of Chris Hebert gives chase, and it looks like we have some issues on the 14 car of JD Hack. Some smoke out of the back of that machine. Just a couple weeks ago, JD Hack had expired a motor then, put together the junkyard dog, he called it, to get back out here to race, and it looks like he may be having some issues once again. Under the hood of that 14 car as he rolls around in that third position. Could just be a line, maybe nothing serious. We'll keep an eye on him as they roll around, but I'd say good for the Mosquitoes, but that's not much of a concern here tonight. As the N64. Hack wheels that 14 machine quickly to the infield, so his heat race is done as Bonner starts to stretch his lead over Hebert in the 7. And another 15 cars back to O'Leary in the 28 car. So heat race number 3 definitely getting stretched out just a little bit. Cars all around the racetrack. Not much chance of a battle for our leaders here. Bonner puts a lap on the H10 of Brett Hamilton. As we mentioned, Hamilton in the H10, believe that's his first time here at the racetrack in that machine, so getting things figured out. A little further back, the 7 of Chris Hebert, he has slowed down the backstretch. Looks like some technical issues. Rear end squatting pretty heavy on that 7 car, so that is going to bring an end to his heat race. We've got one more time around for Dylan Bonner in the N64. Hebert makes it off the track safely. We will not need a caution for that car. Checkers will fly for the N64 of Dylan Bonner. Almost a half track back now to second place. That is Caleb O'Leary coming home second in the 28K. And Gerald Underwood in the 56 will come home in the third position here in our third Great Lakes Gymnastics Mini Mod Heat Race. So that will do it for our Mini Mod division here. They will head on back to the pits, get tuned up, ready to go for their championship feature run here later on tonight as we continue on with our program. Time for some mini stock action here. As we mentioned, both the mini mods and the mini stocks will have their Duel on Dirt event next Friday night. An invitational here for both of those divisions. Looking to see a bunch more cars as we get ready to go here for heat race number 1. One and only heat race for our mini stocks. 26 is Matt Newell. The 54 of Chris French. The 747 is Ryan Beaulieu. 77 in the pickup, that is Jake Blake. J2 is James Kelly. The 50 of Ken Frazier. The N64 car should be coming out here. That is Dylan Bonner. Dylan doing double duty in the mini mod as well as the mini stock. And on the front row here for our mini stock heat race, we have the 16 of Fabio Oliveira and the 92 of Ryan Houston. Always like checking out that 92 machine of Houston. Quite an interesting paint job on that machine if you get a chance to check it out. Pretty cool looking hot rod. And a great gang. The whole family there with the 92 of Ryan Houston. So for this heat race, we'll have to keep an eye on the 26 of Matt Newell. He is been the dominant car so far this season. He's starting tail in this heat race. We'll have to see if he can make his way all the way through the field. He'll have his work cut out for him as he's got some pretty decent cars in front of him. I know Ken Frazier in this 50 car, he has been pretty competitive so far this season. Beaulieu in the 747 has had an up and down season. He was another car involved in a pretty heavy contact accident down on 1 and 2. The car actually caught fire. Pretty significant damage, but from what I understand, a tore up car for that group isn't anything. Watching all the demolition derby stuff those guys do, so putting some parts and pieces back together on a machine, not out of the question for that gang in the 747 machine. Looks like we got the N64 now making his way out on to the racetrack, so he will, I believe, get his spot in the second row. We also have the 5X. I believe that is, I forget the name. He was out here last week and actually lost the tire off of the rim on his first lap. So I'll have to get that name for you. I do apologize. The 5X machine back out here. I want to say the last name is Mansell. Hopefully if Karen's listening, she's always one to get me straightened out with names. Dylan Mansell, I believe, in the 5X, ready to go here for our mini stock heat race. 8 laps the distance. So lap number 1 in the books here, and we've got some cars using up all of the racetrack. The 50 of Fraser all the way up, kissing the wall around there in 3 and 4, but manages to keep it on all 4 and battles through the field trying to get things going. Out front, though, it is the 16 machine of Oliveira leading this mini stock heat race. Chris French in the 54, he's worked his way to the second position all the way from row number 4, so he got through the field pretty quick there, as well as the 747 of Bulio. He started from that 4th row as well. This time James Kelly in the J2 uses all the real estate, taps that rear bumper off the outside wall. These guys looking like late model drivers at Eldora, trying to knock that rear spoiler off the machines. Halfway this time by for the 16 of Fabio, French, and Bonner in the N64, rounding out the top 3. Bonner gets a little squirrely. That opens the door for the N64 to take that 3rd position as Bonner all over the place. Can't seem to get a handle on it. Slow through the infield. He's going to drop back a few positions. Newell and Houston, or Kelly, I apologize, get by him. Two laps left to go here in our mini stock heat race. Not much changing up front. Fabio Olivieri, the 16, still leading these guys around, followed by French. And back to the 747 in 3rd. White flag out one more time around the Speedway. Glad to see Dylan Mansell in the 5X getting some laps under his belt. As we mentioned last week, he came out and the tire literally came off the rim in the first corner for Dylan, but that will do it for heat race number 1. Fabio Olivieri in the 16 machine taking the win, followed by French in the 54 and Bulio in the 747, rounding out the top 3. Well, Nick, so far so good. Heat race is rolling along pretty smooth here tonight.
Yeah, that went well. Is that the first time we've seen that 16 out here this year?
I believe he was out really, really early on in the season. For some reason, I just remember his name, announcing it once or twice, but I haven't seen him back in the last few weeks, so a decent run there from the 16.
Yeah, pretty clean-looking race car. Doesn't look like he's got a lot of souvenirs.
Yeah, not too many war wounds on that 16 machine. I'm sure maybe coming out to get some test and tune in before the big show next week for the mini stock. So hopefully hopefully we can get some stuff happening as we are rolling right along here. We have our West Side Performance Thunderstocks on the racetrack for their first of 2 8-lap heat races. On the front row, we have Mitchell Brusso and the 42 of Matt Wilson ready to go for heat race number 1. Right off the bat, we got some cars shuffling around. Brusso slips back just a little bit as they head down the backstretch, and all kinds of action behind them. Paige Lanou in the 92 has worked her way into that second position. She has had a good, strong run as of late, but she has Gordon Grant in the 5G battle to her outside. Steve Shaw in the 96, he's worked his way up there, battling with the 5G of Gordon Grant, trying to take that third position away. A little contact between those two. Coming out of 4, everybody stays clean. Down the front stretch they go, a little bit more contact there between Grant and Shaw. Shaw no worse for wear as he continues on in that third position. Wilson, Lanou, and Shaw 1, 2, 3. We also have Cody Payne in the 74 making his way around here. Kind of strange to see the 93 of Kelvin Fox. He has been running strong lately. He hasn't moved too far up through the field. As we've got a pretty good battle shaping up front here for that second and third position between Lanou, giving a little bump and run there on Shaw, trying to get some room to run. Shaw now tracks down Wilson. Battle, Brusso and Grant battle for that 4th and 5th position.
Shaw and Wilson would have had a little work to do this week after they got together last weekend.
Yeah. Definitely no shortage of wrenching on these machines, that's for sure. So Shaw has worked his way to the point here in heat race number 1. Wilson slips back to second, Lanou still in third. 2 laps left to go here. Speaking of war wounds, the side of that 47 machine, man, he has got some bent up sheet metal on the passenger side of that machine. Those guys have put that thing back together a few times this year, I know that's for sure. Last time around the racetrack, Lanou battling with Wilson for that second position as Steve Shaw, the 96, stretches his lead out just a little bit. He'll come out of 4 to take heat race number 1 in our West Side Performance Thunderstocks. Down to the wire it comes for second. Wilson will take home second, followed by Paige Lanou in the 92 machine. Paige having a good, strong run in the second half of the season here. So that will do it for heat race number 1. As we mentioned, Thunderstocks in action next Friday night for their Duel on Dirt event. $1,000 paycheck to the winner of that race. Well, we got a chance. We'll run down the lineup here for heat race number 2. Starting tail, we have the 30 of Laura Authier, the 72 of Garcelle Gaudet, 93K Mike Klazinga, 16 is Zach Bleak, the 4 car of John Lynch, and on the front row, the 43C of Clinton Nichols, first time here at the racetrack, and the 36 of Alan Riom, ready to go here for heat race number 2. Lap number 1 completed is the 43C of Clinton Nichols, another machine I don't believe we've had here at the racetrack before. He leads these guys around, followed by Alan Riom in the 36. The 16 of Zach Bleak, another car making his trip out here. I believe a lot of these guys getting ready to go for next weekend's Duel on Dirt. Good battle up there for that second and third position. Klazinga in the 93K, he's up trying to get his nose in the mix as well. Top 4 starting to pull away from the field just a little bit. Good battle up front here. The top 4 going hard. We still have Nichols in the 43 seat leading these guys around. Riom still running strong in that second position, but Klazinga looks to the outside of Riom out of turn number 2. Down the back stretch they go. Klazinga, I can't even say it today. Klazinga muscles his way to that second position, now trying to track down our leader. Klazinga, another car showing up a little bit later in the season, but he has been strong as he works his way on to the top spot on the outside of Nichols in the 43. One more time around for heat race number 2. Klazinga, Nichols, Riom, and Bleak. Top 4 have dominated this one here. It will be Klazinga in the 93K, followed by Nichols. Nichols comes home in second. And Alan Riom in that 36 EHR machine. Coming home in third for our second of 2 West Side Performance Thunderstock races here. Those guys will go back and get ready to go for their feature action coming up later on tonight. We are just about ready to go here. Continuing on, looks like our modifieds, our Shinkles Gourmet Meat modifieds, will be up next on the docket. A few drivers taking the week off last week. We only had 4 modifieds last week. A few more making the trip out tonight. We've got 7 here tonight, ready to go for their heat race action. 8 laps the distance. Give these drivers one time around here before we cut them loose for their 8 laps. Give you a quick rundown for our modified heat race. Starting tail, we have the 28 of Tate O'Leary. In front of them, we have the 090 of Joel Dick, the 14 of Mario Toniolo. 6M is Justin Mills. 98 is Patrick Lajeunesse, the 090 of Joel Dick. And on the front row, we have the 313 of Clayton Smith and the 22 of Brian Spielman. Well, I do apologize. We had 7 cars on the list, but 5 cars making the call. Looks like Lajeunesse and O'Leary not making it here for heat race action. We get ready to go, though, as Clayton Smith in the 313 leads lap number 1, followed by Spielman and Mills. Caution will come out as we've got some debris, I believe, down there in turn number 1. Something down on the bottom of the racetrack off of one of these machines. We get that picked up pretty quick. Couldn't quite get a good look at it there, but some crazy things fall off of race cars. Last week, a drive shaft out of the back of a late model. That wasn't great. But quickly cleaned up, ready to go, and we will get back to racing here in just one more lap as Clayton Smith, making the trip from Michigan every week to join us here, leads these guys around in the 313. Brian Spielman in the 22S, Justin Mills in the 6M, Joel Dick in the 090, and Mario Toniolo in the 14. Halfway this time via Spielman, slides it in there to 3 and 4 on the high side. Mills and Dick in tow. Mills now looks to the inside of Spielman as they head down the backstretch, trying to take away that second position. Spielman running the high side here, trying to get it done. Mills on the bottom takes away that second spot. Joel Dick now looking to the inside of Spielman. 2 more laps to go here as Hollywood Joel Dick takes away that third position from the 22S. One more time around for our Shinkles Gourmet Meat Modified Heat race here. Clayton Smith starting on the front row, looking to get it done, go flag to flag. Checkers out for the 313 of Clayton Smith, followed by Justin Mills and Joel Dick. Definitely a little more exciting watching 5 cars instead of the 4 cars we had last week. I know some of these drivers just saving their equipment for next weekend. But that will do it for our modified heat race action as we get ready to roll here with our first of 2 Andre Lanoux and for Auto Sales late model heat races. We will run down the lineup here for heat race number 1. The 48 is Rob Young, the 38D of Doris Lajeunesse, 7 of Brett Colby, 53 of Brad Simpson, the 06 of Jordan Van Hall, the 11B of Brad Bloomfield, and on the front row we have the 53H of Justin Martin and the 1A tonight driven by Jake Hooker. So lap number 1 in the books as Jake Hooker starts to pull away from things here in that 1A machine. Brad Bloomfield runs second as the 53 of Justin Martin sits in that third position. Justin coming off of a big win just a couple weeks ago. Came home third in our late model championship event. Was pretty excited about that coming from the sprint car side of things. 2 laps left to go here. Hooker making quick work of things in this first late model heat race, stretching out about a full backstretch. Bloomfield was running in second. He pulls off to the infield. That thing smoking pretty heavily, so it looks like some more motor issues for that 11 machine. But that is going to do it for heat race number 1 as Jake Hooker in the 1A machine brings it home. We get a couple cars around there on the final lap. Jordan Van Hall and the 53H almost come together on the checker flag lap. So things moving along pretty quick here in our late model division. While we got a chance here, we're going to do some raffle prizes here really quick for you. Oh, never mind. We're going to continue on here. Yeah. Okay, I'll try the other microphone. I don't know, maybe it's on this one. Okay. So heat race number 2 ready to go here as we continue on with the late model side of things. Drivers ready to come to green. We've got the 94 car. So Jason Haskell in the RH94 pulls away from the field here, followed by Jimmy Jones in the 34 machine. Mike Lewis in the 05 battles for that 3rd position. A little further back, we have the RH21 of Greg Haskell and the rookie in our late model division, Joey Bruce with the 47, getting things done in that 47B. Definitely looking for a big group of cars to come out here next week for that chance at $7,777. Going to be a big payday for one of our late model drivers here next Saturday night. Things shaping up for that 2nd and 3rd position as Haskell now battles with Mike Lewis in the 05. Jimmy Jones down in the mix as well. Good run from John Pinsino in the 36 machine. He's working his way through, plotted up to that 4th position. 5th position, I apologize. Talked to Brusso after his adventure last week in the late model. Said he was a little sore. Jumped in that late model with the seat actually from Mike Lewis. If you know Mike Lewis, he's a little bigger than Joey, so he was having his work cut out for him to keep things for the 47B. So Jason Haskell in the RH94 picking up the heat race win in convincing fashion. A little further back here we come to 2nd and 3rd. The Bat Fast Grandpa of Jim Jones comes home 2nd. And the 05 of Mike Lewis rounding out the top 3. So that is it for our late model action. And believe it or not, race fans, we are up to intermission. 2 laps. 2 laps the distance here. Dead start. 2 laps the distance. Couple of flagmans ready to go here for the Ford Focus and the red, is that a Chevette? A little red Chevette. They got 2 laps to go here. Well, slow and steady down the backstretch. Nick, what do you think of this one so far?
Oh, it's neck and neck.
Anybody's game. I know one thing they talked about at Delaware was the advantage to starting on the inside. Do you think that will play as a factor here tonight?
Well, might not be good for the guy in the red car.
Yeah, a little bit of door slamming isn't so convenient here when you've got to drive this car home, but that little Chevette making its way down the backstretch, trying to get it done, but the Silver Ford back to the inside, down to the wire. Who's it going to be? What do we say down there?
The red Chevette.
The red.
Are you going to be the flag?
The red Chevette will pick up the win here. So the red Chevette moving on to round number 2. Now making its way out, we've got a pickup truck battle here. The SOMS truck ready to go on the outside, and the black Chevrolet on the inside. As I mentioned, go. It's only 2-wheel drive, so if they are 4-wheel drive, it has to be disengaged, and an interesting battle here between pick-em-up trucks. I do know I have seen Dimey in the Southern Ontario Motor Speedway machine making some laps around here before, so he's got a bit of an advantage. Sorry, that's Mr. Henry. Mr. Henry, track owner himself, is out there in the Southern Ontario Motor Speedway machine, so he has got some experience making laps around here as well. Usually behind the wheel of his tractor or his grader. Moving a little faster here in the pickup truck, looking like he will take race number 2. We'll go to Henry Kroger. Henry Dirt in the racetrack truck. We are ready for heat number 3. One more time, race fans, we're looking for some admission prize winners. We have a red ticket, 633-311 and 633-359. If you have those tickets, head on down to the kitchen area. And on a blue ticket, 106-181 and 105-804. As we have a couple of Mopar machines making their way around here. Lots of taillights. That's never fun to see when you're watching King of the Hill. So Dodge versus Dodge here for this 2-lap challenge. Looks like the older Challenger, or older Charger I should say, takes the win. The newer Charger coming home in second. So as we mentioned, 2 laps. Winner will move on to the next round. Loser will take it on home, and thanks for coming out. As we have some van power making its way down to the start line with the Herregers machine in that gray Chevy van and the Ford Flex. Green Flex. Oh, there we go. We got some power out of that gray van, that's for sure. I asked Marshall, is there anything that a Herregers drives that isn't fast? And he said, I don't think so. Gets a little loose coming out of 2, but they head down into the corner, blowing it up just a little bit. Good battle so far here. One more time around. The Chevy van, the Ford Flex. Ford with a slight advantage around the outside, keeping that momentum going. But listen to that van purr as he heads down the backstretch. Looks like a marshal moved down to the bottom trying to get it done. What a race there, race fans. Good job by Mr. Herregers in the van. Sideways out of the corner, but not quite enough to get by the Ford Flex here. The Flex will move on to the next round, and Mr. Herregers will take that hot rod Chevy back. Looks like we've got a couple more of the Herregers members ready to go. Green is out. I don't know if that's a Buick LeSabre. Who knows, but we've got some good battling down the back stretch. The Chevy Venture type van, Oldsmobile something or other. Tries to track him down. Some of these folks are a little crazy out here. As we mentioned, all drivers are wearing helmets, so try to make this event as safe as possible. Obviously, I'm sure they got their seat belts on, the radio is cranked up, and my guess is we've got another Herregers member moving on. And now we've got the pickup truck and Dimey, another gentleman helping work things in here at the racetrack, and he's got some laps around this place as well. So in the, I don't even know what kind of Oldsmobile that is, but green out. Lots of tire spin there off the start. Sounds like some wheel spin there. The truck not getting much traction. Lots of RPM, but not a lot of movement out of that pickup truck. That is going to do it for that pickup truck, getting down there into those tires. Well, it's never a surprise to see some kind of crazy action happen here in a King of the Hill race. Those tires that were down there in the corners are not light by any means. Those are big, heavy metal axles inside of those tires. So safety crew over quick to get a look at the driver. Well, just getting word the driver is out of the pickup truck, doing good, so that's a good sign there. Driver is okay. Pretty even start off the line. We'll have to see if the Chevette has got anything for the backstretch to try and track him down. That was definitely a pretty hard lick up there, Nick. What did you think of that one?
Yeah, that was good. I felt that all the way up here.
I know, I believe I may have been talking to you myself saying that those tires could become an issue at some point throughout the night. Didn't think it was going to be during King of the Hill, that's for sure.
Is this the first time they've run King of the Hill at this track?
I can't say that as long as I've been here at the racetrack, I've ever watched a King of the Hill event. I've watched some drivers mess around on the racetrack. I've watched different vehicles, packing the track in, but never competitively here for King of the Hill. So
no, I don't remember seeing one here either. We've been coming here a long time.
I know actually you and myself discussed a few stories from Delaware a few years ago about a nice Mustang that didn't make it home on their King of the Hill event.
No, he gave turn 4 wall a good kiss.
It just, yeah, some legitimate stories of some stolen vehicles making their way to King of the Hill and just ditched, tore up, and craziness.
Well, stolen cars are faster.
That's what I hear. That's what they always are on the TV shows. So we've got the Ford Mopar battle here for this round with the Flex and the Charger. I don't know why. I've always wanted a Challenger, so I think that's why I keep saying Challenger, but the old Dodge Charger battling with the Ford Flex. Ford Flex kind of intimidating with those black rims on it. Well, I must comment on track conditions here. These guys not encountering too much trouble. Track coming together pretty well over the last couple weeks. Henry and the gang working hard after a bit of a debacle a few weeks ago for the sprint show. Things have come back together quite well. As we are heading down to the end of the season here. Looking forward to next week's doubleheader event. Well, we've got some family issues to be had here. Father and son on the racetrack. If I was Dimey, I'd take him out. I'd just run right into the rear quarter of that pickup truck and call it a day, but bit of a slide job there. Hey! Wonder if he's got some traction control there in that little Oldsmobile. As the SOMS truck makes its way to the infield. Getting down to the end here, just a couple cars left to go for King of the Hill. I think the bumper's going to fall off the front of that one. Definitely a different lineup of cars here than what I've seen at some other racetracks, but fun to watch. I'm not sure my minivan would handle it very well around here, but it's fun to watch other people get after it. I knew that. I was going with that Ford Flex. So far, so good. I think I might have to head down trackside and get a talk with our winner here coming up. Well, we are down to our final race of the night here. We're going to get that Ford Flex back over here to battle against Mr. Dimey himself. He's put a lot of laps on this racetrack, so if you are driving a red Dodge with a trailer, we need you to move your vehicle, please. We have another vehicle looking to leave. So if you are driving a red Dodge with a trailer, we need you to move that vehicle, please. Well, that's going to do it for King of the Hill. If we can get a chance to talk with our winner here tonight. Well, he might be a little shy. We'll try and get him on over here for our victory lane, if you will. Not very often I get to interview a driver in probably the same vehicle that they're going to leave here in. Come on out of here, sir. Give it up, ladies and gentlemen. Ian is our King of the Hill feature winner here tonight. Just so you know, this was my pick. I only picked it because I like the black rims. They look a little incognito police car-ish. That looked like fun. Tell us about it.
Very terrifying. Last Sunday when I first heard about it, I couldn't sleep all night.
So this is your, like, it has plates on the front, plates on the back. You have to drive this home. You drove it here. You're going to go get groceries tomorrow. This isn't a race car. You're just out here having fun.
Exactly. I bring the pit bike in it every day. It stands up in the back.
So are you on a pit crew, I heard, as well?
Yes. Harley Hornick, 62.
All right. So he's been over there wrenching on the 62 machine. Maybe you should bring her out here and we'll give her a race. Are you feeling all right? Are you a little anxious? Shaking excited. Well, congratulations here one more time for our King of the Hill winner here tonight. Marshall Horregers, Wes Bertozzi starting on the front row. Both of these cars have been battling all season long. Marshall Horregers, your current points leader. We'll see if he can hold on from that top spot to get it done here once again. With lots of heavy hitters behind him. We've had some other feature winners so far this season in the mini mod class. Green flag in hand. This time out of 4, we're going to fire him up for the Great Lakes Gymnastics Mini Mod Championship feature. Well, 20 laps is the distance, and Marshall Horregers is going to lead lap number 1 with Wes Bertozzi in tow. Dylan Bonner in the N64 runs in that 3rd position. Cars starting to stretch out just a little bit as we've got the 29J slow down the backstretch. Some cars finagling around him. Pickering and Fowler inside the top 5 here, looking to battle with Bonner for that 3rd position. Caution will come out as we've got the 23 machine has made his way to the infield. Looks like he may have got into some of those tires down there in turn number 2. They were making their way towards the racetrack. That could have been a big deal. As we get ready to go back to green here, Delaware style behind Marshall Horregers, our current race leader. A little bit of commotion a bit further back as some cars getting squirrely. Everybody keeps it headed in the right direction. That's a good thing. We stay caution-free so far. Horregers, Bonner, and Bertozzi continue to lead here as the 7 car of Chris Hebert slow down the front stretch. Believe he might, seems to got her back in gear, fired back up. As we've got all kind of carnage over there in turn number 3. Lots of cars around. Harley Hornick involved in the 62 machine. 24 car of Koomans. The 23 car after contact with those tires, has now made contact with the 62 machine. So we've got all kinds of action over there in turn number 2. That will bring out the red flag just to give our safety crews some safe room to work over there in turns 1 and 2. We get ready to go back to green. Haregers, Bertozzi, and Bonner. Bonner with a good run on the outside, but can't make it stick. Red flag out, red flag out. So we've got some cars around here. The 10 car, back that one into the wall, the H10. That is Brent Hamilton. So some hard contact there on the tail end of that machine. Safety crews quick on the scene, getting things checked out. Do keep in mind, please stay back from the fence, race fans. Please stay back from the fence. Getting the thumbs up, the driver is okay. So drivers lined back up, ready to go back to green. Green flag in hand, ready to cut them loose here as they come out of 3 and 4 one more time. 16 laps left to go here to decide our mini mod champion in the Great Lakes Gymnastics Mini Mod Championship race here tonight. As we continue to race here, Marshall Haregers stretches his lead out just a little bit over Dylan Bonner, and Andrew Fowler in the 7X has worked his way up into that 3rd position. 46 of Bertozzi seems to be slipping back just a little bit. Things start to stretch out here just a little bit. Some good three wide action a little further back in the field as they head down into 3 and 4. All kinds of action. JD Hack on the inside of Bonner, Fallon, O'Leary, and Burke in the 46 machine. Well, keeping an eye on the skies here as well as we roll through our mini mod feature event. Bonner and Haregers battling for that top spot. Bonner down to the inside, trying to make something. Down the backstretch they go as the leaders will now start to encounter some slower traffic. Bodwin in the 78, the first car to potentially go a lap down. As Haregers and Bonner head by him. Halfway this time by for leader Haregers as he needles his way through traffic. Avoids any contact with these other cars. Bonner now to do the same. Bornick and Johnson both down a lap. Now they look at the back of the 56 of Underwood as we continue on here. Things starting to stretch out even more. Cars spreading out that much. Bonner had started to close the gap just a little bit on the leader, but seems to be sliding back just a little bit now. As the 31 starts to pull away from the field just a little bit. Bertozzi in the 46 has now worked his way back up into the top 3 as he starts to make his move on some lap cars as well. So 5 laps left to go for Marshall Harreggers, the race leader here. As the 64 of Bonner tries to track him down, we're running out of time. Evan Bonner in the 16 machine, he's slowed down the backstretch. We'll see if he can make his way off into the pits. He does so safely. We will stay green. Bertozzi continues to work around the slower cars here. Stretches his lead out just a little bit more over Bonner in the N64. Some steam starting to come out from under the hood of that 31 machine. We'll have to keep an eye on that, see if he's got enough to get it done or if that machine might be overheating. 2 laps left to go here for Harreggers. .31 down the backstretch. It will be Marshall Harreggers in the 31 machine picking up the win, followed by the N64. So we are down here beside the 46 machine. Wes Bertozzi over to congratulate well, Wes Bertozzi, that's a sharp looking fire suit. I know it has nothing to do with tonight's races, but a good looking suit. You've run a strong season. You've kind of been battling back and forth with the 31 machine, but tell us about your run tonight.
I missed maybe on the gear. I changed the gear, did what I could. I actually didn't even know we were going green on that one restart, so I lost the spot and had to battle back. I mean, the whole class is fast. If you make a mistake, you're down in position, you're not going to get it back. These guys are amazing.
It's definitely been a lot of fun to watch these guys all season. You've been there all season long as well. Anybody you want to say hi or say thanks to, you've had a great season.
I want to thank, first and foremost, my fiance for all the support. I wouldn't be out here if she wasn't telling me to get in the garage every week to try and win some of these races. All the guys in the back, Dustin for stepping up in the other car. I've got all my sponsors, Kyle Lucier, the RBC mortgage team. I got DR Roofing, Amazing came on, Waste Connections Canada, my own business, Bertozzi Roofing, Naples Pizza, Brimstone Games. We got Joel with the track sponsorship, or the class sponsorship with the gymnastics. just everybody, man. I can't even thank every single fan. If everyone wants to come out here or walk in the pits or something, say hi, have a beer or something after the race, just let us know.
There he is, our third place finisher tonight, West Bertozzi. Make sure you get some of that Bertozzi merchandise. Where's Mr. Bonner coming home in second? He's over here yakking. Hey, quit swearing and get over here. This is PG now, you gotta talk nice. Dylan, second place run. The car seemed to go away a little bit, but you battled back.
Yeah, it was close at the end. The lap traffic played a big part, but I figured he'd get into it first, but he got to it a little bit better than I did. So.
You guys have been battling, obviously. Bertozzi's been in the mix, Herregers as well. It's been a fun race all season to watch you guys battle for this points championship.
Yeah, it's been probably the best year for battles on the track, just with the width of the track, the size, and this track was beautiful. It was great tonight.
Lots of room to run. Things have gotten better. Anybody you want to say hi to? I know you got friends, family, everybody involved.
Yeah, all my family that's coming out, all the sponsors. I got Jeff Gordon, TDA, Acon, CMF Group, Precision Millwright Fabrication, and Great Lakes Gymnastics. Big help to my pit guy, Steve. He's been a help all year. My dad, Evan, my brother, everybody. It's just a whole family event. It's great.
Lots of stuff going on. A little bit off topic. You got any of those fancy shirts left?
Yeah, we got tons of the trailers, so we'll have a bunch after the races. So if you want one, come on down.
So first hit up, get the Bertozzi merchandise, then come over and get the Bonner merchandise. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, now to get over here in this mess. Definitely not the first time this 31 crew has posed at all. First of all, I'm going to jump in here. I'm going to skip him. Mr. Herregers, and no, you're not going anywhere.
I'm not.
What in the world were you doing out there with that van?
Hey, that looked pretty good, didn't it?
That gray van looked awesome out there.
Oh, it was fun to do. I'm glad I got part of it.
Well, that's enough of this one. We're going to go talk to Marshall over here. Having some fun. Marshall, got the flag, got the trophy. Great Lakes Gymnastics. It has been back and forth all season. It wasn't a guarantee. Some of these guys have been on your heels all season long.
Oh, they've been on me hard at the end of this season here. Wes and Bonner there, they were giving everything they had, and I don't know, it was tight competition all year. So, but the 31, she's a pretty hard car to catch.
There's been no doubt it's been fast. Obviously, lots of sponsors, lots of crew, lots of friends, lots of family. Anybody you want to say special thanks to?
Yeah, I'll take the mic here. I got the Stubby Goat, Studio Grand, King Drilling, DNR Outdoor Power Supply, Off-Road Rehab, Mario's Pizza. I'm going to screw this one up. Cranbrink Painting, which is his birthday today, so we're going to celebrate. Herregers Home Inspection, Dad's Trucking, and all the crew that come out here. We got pretty big crew that come out here every week and all through the week to help us out and get this car here where it's at. So thank you.
Well, there it is. We just heard from the old man here. Can't wait to see him in a late model. What's good, bad, or indifferent? What do you think is going to happen in that late model?
Well, the first night out, there's going to be probably need a new body, but I think I'm going to kick some butt in late model, and she's going to be a lot of fun.
You heard it here first, race fans. Our championship winner, Marshall Herregers. All right, race fans, obviously a little moisture in the air. Please hold on. We're not going to cancel things yet. We're going to see if we can get this pass over and try to get it run in here. It doesn't seem to be a very big sell, so sit tight. Hold on to those 50-50 tickets. We are still looking for that winner. We'll try to get you notified here in just a couple minutes if we are going to go back racing here to continue on tonight, but I'm going to try and get this run in here if this pass is quick enough for us tonight. So please stay tuned.